Welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. Advice, thoughts, and stories from a married couple on cybersecurity, technology, and life in general. Now here are your hosts, Didi and Lital.
Hello and welcome to the Didi and Lital Show. I'm back from Vegas, baby. What's up?
Look, we need to get right to the topic because this is going to take like an hour. No introductions. No introductions. No openings.
I'm not going to say
foreplay.
Okay.
No foreplay.
So we're not going to say anything about me actually enjoying Black Hat this year?
That we can put in the next episode. In the next episode, we'll put the Vegas, we'll put the Tom Brady statue, we'll put the football season starting. We'll put everything in there, including the where the fuck is South Shore. All those conversations go to the next episode. This one is going to take a while. So let's kick it off because last time we started talking about this, we ended up with a 45-minute conversation.
Let's do it.
Yes. So everything in the house, in the Dotan household starts in an argument, in case you've been wondering about this.
Of course.
So Lital comes to me one evening and says, we need to make the kids take more STEM. And I said, well,
that was coming from me reading Media CEO, and then Elon Musk did the same, talking about, what kids should study these days because of AI taking over. And they said, focus on physics, math, basic science, because this is going to be the base for everything, and you need less of comp sci. So that's just why I was coming to Didi and saying, Ron wants to major in comp sci, and it's questionable if that's the area he should focus with everything happening around AI.
And what I said is that is stupid. And of course,
that's what you said immediately.
My response to almost everything.
And Elon Musk saying something and you're saying it's stupid.
And the reason I said this is I told Lital immediately, as I am from the STEM space.
From the STEM space.
I told her, and as soon as we started looking at this, she saw I was right, which is hard for her to say, that true STEM has evolved nothing, has contributed nothing, and moved at nothing pace in the last 30 years.
Yeah, guys, this episode is going to be controversial. You're going to be pissed off with what we're going to say. So get ready.
Yeah,
we're going to piss you off, but we're going to prove that we did.
Yes.
So immediately, I had a knee-jerk saying, this is BS. What are you talking about? Like, we moved the needle so much in the last 30 years. And then
I showed her that everything that changed happened thanks to Software Eat World by Andreessen Horowitz. Nothing in the world has advanced in any way, shape, or form outside of this.
So it all started with us saying, hey, since this era when we both went to school, I actually went to study biology and biotech because the year I went into college was the year of genome sequencing done.
Yes.
Dolly the clone ship was
sheep.
The little flurry thing, white thing.
That some people date.
Whatever. I'm not going to comment on your fantasies. Everyone has one. She was on the Dolly was on the front page of both Science and Nature magazine.
And she's named after Parton, right?
I have no idea. All I know is that Javier Milei now have 5 clone dogs.
Yes.
So apparently the technology really skyrocketed into creating dogs for Javier Milei. But topic is, I went to school in the year of 2000, 1999 or so, getting excited about, no, it was 1998, sorry. Getting really, really excited about biotech and being the forefront.
Yep.
Things are going to change significantly. everybody were talking about the era of biotech.
We're going to cure cancer. We're going to fix this. We're going to
The
fix
world
it.
is going to change completely.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 30 years later,
Not big ass nothing burger. And also,
I mean, small improvements.
it's minor improvements. The main thing that
We started talking, okay, so what happened ever
nothing.
since?
CRISPR.
CRISPR, which is basically
The Laxiniac,
discovered
but Laxiniac was already there. CRISPR is just another version of Laxiniac, which was there when I studied molecular biology. The real thing that cousin was shocked at this, to prove this to Lital, I still read scientific papers. And the fact that I am not in science and still able to read scientific papers is a problem, because it means that nothing in the methodology has shifted significantly. HPLC is still HPLC. The
PCR is like still the main method.
PCR is still the method, the core method. So for people that don't know, HPLC is high it's throughput chromatography, and that's the separation of materials. The
PCR is the way to separate the DNA.
Yes.
And clone DNA.
Polymerase chain
basically.
reaction. And I read through all the stuff in biology, and nothing has evolved critically. I'll give you an example. When I was going through med school, I had to spend time with my dad's friends and kind of read the papers to them and explain, this is how this was in your time, and this is how things are in this time. This
And
is how
they studied in the 50s?
They studied in the 50s, and they couldn't track the papers. And
30, 40 years later.
some of them, even some of the people that were in residency said, look, we've been out of school for 10 years. We can't understand. This is neck-breaking velocity. The AIDS and the Creutzfeldt-Jakob and a whole bunch of this stuff was a boom in biology.
And that was early 90s.
Exactly. Physics
Late 80s.
Physics is even more fucked up, because there's a reason why there's the whole Big Bang theory of Sheldon versus Leonard. That Leonard is a practical physicist, so he takes experiments of stuff that is already known, wave, string, blah 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 blah. But nothing has changed. Nothing has changed since the 50s. The race for the bomb basically created a completely new set of physics. But everything, Alcubierre drives, antimatter, all these concepts have been around since the 50s. The fact that I can still read a paper is very sad. Now, here comes another thing that is even more sad. Chemistry, since the space race, is stagnant. We have all these cool new materials, but most of them are expiring patents.
Most of the cool materials were developed for space race.
Yes.
Basically, to get to the moon, for all the cool stuff is stuff we're getting from there.
Yes. And now the bottom line of all this 8-minute foreplay is...
Was we started asking ourselves,
Why
why
is
is
that?
that? Like, how come we feel like the world was about to explode in innovation, but actually it hasn't?
Yes.
And we will get in a minute to the internet.
No.
because That is where things did change.
So two things that have changed is math. Math is evolving a lot, but most of it is not coming from academia. It's coming from the practitioners, specifically hedge funds and AI and ComSci. Most of the stuff in math now doesn't come from papers. It comes from
Not from academia,
it comes from practitioners
practice.
practitioners like me.
Okay.
And
Like people in cryptography, people in basically quantum compute, working on that.
exactly.
I mean, they all kind of collaborate with academia, I guess.
But not a lot. Not a lot of this is coming out of academia.
Okay.
And then when we look at ComSci, especially cloudification, has evolved a lot, but everything else is stagnant. And the reason that we've discovered this is because there's a very famous artist in Israel. His name's Aviv Geffen. And when he was 19, he basically went up on stage and he has a song that says that we are a fucked up generation.
אנחנו דור מזוין.
אנחנו דור מזוין.
We're a fucked up generation.
And
He sang it, and it became the
the theme.
anthem of our generation at the time. We were at that age.
Yes. And as soon as we started looking into this, we've discovered that Gen Xers are a fucked up, useless, bum generation.
So, a disclaimer. Let's start by saying, when were you born?
I was born in 74.
I'm a 78. So I'm a late Gen Xer. You're kind of like
Yes.
a less late-ish. You're middle of the road
And
Gen Xer.
and our producer,
So-
as we've
and-
discovered, is an early Xer. But
I'd make the cutoff by 3 years.
Yes.
I'll take it. I'm an
Awesome.
old. I'm an old Gen Xer.
So we thought that we have an awesome generation that everybody forgets about. And, people talk about boomers, people talk about millennials and now Gen Zs. And
Even the insult for
nobody
us is
knows.
boomers.
Yeah, we're everybody says to us, you're boomers. And we're like, no, we're Gen Xers. Boomers is, our parents are boomers. And nobody thinks about our generation. And we were like, this is annoying. How come? And now we have to admit, we have a big, big thing to admit. We spent the last 3 weeks debating it.
and every time we
Spending
feel
every time we think
somebody-
we found kind of like somebody, something, we kind of like, damn, he's a boomer.
Yes.
He's not making the cut. He's not a Gen Xer. So
Let's start at
it's
the
time
beginning.
to admit. We'll start with the bottom line and we'll prove that to you. Gen X
So
is
I-
a fucked up generation doing nothing in the world.
So I disagree with Lital on this one. I
No, but-
do think we have some key contributors. We're very good at monetization,
Yes.
and we're very
Well,
good
we'll get to
at
that.
building the internet. But if we'll go one by one, we'll see that we're a fucked up thing. Here's a couple of rays of sunshine. So, Dave, do you care to guess who do I think is the best Xer of all times?
Steve Jobs.
No. First, he is a boomer.
He's a
Oh, is
boomer.
he really? Okay.
We started with that. Steve Jobs. He is the.
We almost
and then
had him. We almost had him.
Every name you're gonna drop, we'll find out that
He's a boomer.
it's a boomer.
Obama.
Obama's
He's
a
a
boomer.
boomer.
Oh,
There was never a Gen Xer president.
And
But-
there's not going to be a Gen X
Okay.
president if you think, unless Gavin Newsom becomes a president, which I hope
so
not.
I'm
gonna happen.
really
I'm
afraid
afraid I'm making your point for you.
No.
No. Keep on going.
Keep on going.
It's good.
But-
We've been through that because that's.
But
that was
I'm
a
surprised that you don't know who
dinner's-
my Gen X super.
Tom Brady.
Of course.
Oh, okay, good.
Fucking
I was
statue.
about to give a hint that he just got a new
a statue.
statue that doesn't even look like him.
I've seen the statue. I mean, I've actually been there.
You've been to the opening night.
Yes. Stood in the glow of
it was a
Brady's magic.
What do you think about the statue?
It's not great. I think most statues are kind of disappointing in the end. The pose is kind of generic.
Nah.
And it doesn't look exactly.
So
It's like Gemini AI kind of
Yeah,
like
exactly.
taking a take
That's right.
and making it a little bit DI.
Yeah.
I would say it that way.
So
I think some of the facial features are not the Tom Brady ones.
what I wanted from a statue of Tom Brady, I wanted Al Bundy's Polk High statue of basically I scored 4 touchdowns in one football game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But he looks so good and he's so slim now. Oh my God.
And he wore my shirt. This is awesome. He wore the same shirt that I like to wear, the
And he had
button-down polos.
the little anti-Semitism
Yeah,
Bob Kraft
Yes.
pin. So
So-
that was really nice.
so we agreed-
But, so there is a one Gen Xer that we all agree is the GOAT. And
Now, if you go
It-
through
it
music,
starts and
music is a
stops with him.
disaster. By the way, music is a complete disaster.
yeah, so that started a huge rabbit hole that have been going in our home for 3 weeks of us trying to figure out in what area we can find Gen Xers that actually made a difference, because we think we're a fucked generation that basically made science go down the drain. We'll talk about why.
Yes.
But let me start by saying something. So I asked Wikipedia what is, not Wikipedia, sorry, ChatGPT. Of course, ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT what is his take about the strength of Gen X. And he said civil rights. Apparently, that's the achievement
Gay
of...
rights, not civil.
No, he said overall civil rights. Gay rights, yes, mostly LGBTQ, gay rights progressing thanks to Gen Xers. So, if anything, good for us. Kudos.
Of course, you could argue that that's being carved away now,
Yes.
right?
Sure. I mean, yeah. But with that, let's go
So let's go with the industries that
industry by industry, area by area, and
So-
try to figure out, because it's astonishing to see how a pretty large generation. I mean, one thing to mention, it is a smaller cohort of people compared to
the boomers.
the boomers, and then I think millennials. So
Yes.
kind of like we are a smaller
Generation.
generation in general because of the huge population growth you had with boomers. But still, like, how come there is no
let's not-
normal politician?
let's
How
not- let's
come
not-
we're not going to have a president? We're not going to have. It's not going to happen. The next president is a millennial. It's astonishing. So, yeah.
Let's start with the biggest disappointment.
You wanted to start with music.
Of course, because Dave
go with music.
actually knows music.
Right.
Awesome.
Right.
Give us a good musician
That is an exer.
that is an Xer.
Yeah, I've been saying. I mean, I guess fans of Dave Matthews, but I know.
Okay,
I know.
okay,
And
yeah,
and if you have to start with Dave
No,
Matthews,
I do
you're in
have.
trouble. Yeah.
So I have my favorite exer here, and it's Marky Mark.
Yo, yes, yes, awesome, awesome abs.
Is the second
actor,
best look.
Well, in hip-hop,
Yeah,
you got Eminem, Jay-Z,
there
and
you
Beyonce,
go.
right?
So the only area
Hip-hop.
in music that exers own is hip hop.
yeah, that's right.
Jay-Z,
Dre,
Eminem, Dr. Dre is cut off.
Dre is not cut
he's,
off. He's inside.
Okay, he's
He's
inside
68.
the cohort.
Dre is 68, like
So hip
producer
hop,
Dave.
100%. But claiming that hip hop is like that thing in music, you know, yes, it has its
I've noticed this
contribution.
for a long time. Is rock and roll died, it's somewhere around 1996 or something because
Because of access.
and maybe Kurt Cobain was an Xer,
Yeah, but
died
he's
too
the
soon.
only one. Vetter, boomer. Chris Cornell.
Metallica, boomers. We checked.
Yeah, you have to go Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, only one.
Only one
Okay.
member has made the cutoff.
only one band to me that stands alone is Green Day. You gotta appreciate
Yeah,
Green Day.
Yes.
Green Day.
Yeah,
Billy Joe's got to be.
Yeah. Green Day.
Green Day is definitely there. We checked.
What about Offspring?
No, well, offsprings are millennials.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. We started asking stuff, and then it's like half of them are millennials.
But here's the good thing.
Coldplay.
Coldplay are Xers. The only one that is a true rocker, that I believe is a true rocker, like legit rocker, that is an Xer, is Slash. And he's exactly on the cutoff. He's 65.
I wouldn't have guessed. I would have.
Because the rest of them,
Axel's a boomer.
Axel is a boomer.
Izzy's a boomer.
It's like everybody is a boomer. It is an amazing generation. Seriously, everything we looked, we have so much respect to the boomers. Thank God that this generation existed ever.
Yes.
Like, they're the best. Seriously, everything in the world belongs to the boomers. We suck.
I'm totally persuaded, by the way. I wasn't necessarily counting on this, but here's a theory that in general, and I know Steve Jobs was a boomer, but everybody that followed him in that industry.
No, that's an Xer. That's an Xer. So that
We'll talk in a second about software.
No, but my point
We're
was,
getting that.
did we somehow the society got focused so much on tech and things like music streaming services, it's like the old Jurassic Park line. You were obsessed with figuring out whether you could do it, make the dinosaurs, without considering the most important question: should you do it?
Should you do it?
So, and streaming services it holds a large part, I think, in killing music.
no,
I don't know about killing,
I think
but
people
your
suck.
point is no. I think we'll get to the point. It's already maybe the bottom line. Our generation is awesome in monetization. That's what we did with everything. The internet, building all those companies. This is what we did. You can argue if it's good, if it's bad, but this is the focus of our generation, monetizing everything. If you think about it, boomers made the internet. X's came and monetized that. All the applications that we know, all that, social media platforms and all those kind of things, and everything we see.
But would you agree, as they monetized the internet, they took money away from the arts?
Yes.
The artists.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yes.
artists.
So this is the funny
sure.
thing. The monetization has, especially the monetization of the internet, has drained. I think I talked about this a lot, like in MySpace and statistics. We had the best weather people in the 80s working. The Russian immigrants changed the way that weather is predicted. People escaped from Russia in the 70s and 80s, landed here. Nobody wanted to hire them. They went to academia, and they boomed academia into math and a lot of the core stuff that we could never have done without them. Now, somebody that is born in that starts working in the 90s and 2000s, an Xer, he's now given a fund because this is the movie that changed the way our generation perceives everything. Do you want to guess which movie that was?
Man, Fight Club?
Wall Street.
yeah.
Wall Street.
Okay.
Everybody wanted to be, what's his name? Gordon
Gecko.
Everybody wanted to be Gordon Gecko.
Yeah.
And because everybody wanted to be Gordon Gecko, everybody went into hedge funds. Most of the best statisticians in the world moved to hedge funds and made a shitload of money, but they drained academia.
Yeah, true.
And because of that, and I've mentioned this before, now math people go to crypto because in crypto you make a shitload of money. In AI you make a shitload of money. In hedge funds you make a shitload of money. Even if you go to work for Google and Cisco, you still make a shitload of money, rather making $80,000 a year in academia.
Right.
So definitely draining academia. Now,
Okay, going back to music, anyone we're missing? Oh, the bottom line is Gen X created hip hop, and that's
Gen X,
our only
Gen X
contribution.
Most of as grunge is also Cornell, Vedder, and
I mean, grunge, 2 years of a thing, and it went away. Who cares? Like 3 good songs.
Ron still wears flannel.
I guess
Yeah, who cares?
Taylor Swift is obviously a millennial, right?
Taylor Swift
she's a
is-
millennial.
Yeah.
But
She's such a millennial.
But 90s country, the boom of country, McGraw, Faith Hill, all these guys. What's his name? Phil Vassar is the only boomer in that group. But all that wave of amazing country guys, Keith Urban,
yeah.
I mean,
Toby
pop is...
Toby Keith,
Yep.
all these guys, all of them are Xers. Thank God for them.
Okay.
But
Britney Spears, Exa.
Okay.
But Justin is not.
Justin is not.
I was going to say Justin.
He is a millennial.
Justin's a millennial.
He is like a very early millennial.
Ricky Martin.
Is he?
Yes.
Ricky Martin.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ricky Martin. J-Lo.
And let's move to with that we can kind of like move into movies, films.
Oh,
actors.
movies and films, we suck balls.
Oh my God!
The only space that
like
we did.
the big producers, all the
Howard,
artists,
Howard,
Ron Howard,
Lucas,
Spielberg, Lucas,
all these guys that
boomers, of course, the age of, film, that the 80s, that
But-
you had film that all created by boomers.
But Xers moved all the big art into television. So if you think of the biggest impact shows, like the core impact shows, like Seth MacFarlane, Xer.
What, Seinfeld?
No, Seinfeld
The
are all
boomers.
boomers. Seinfeld are all boomers. Friends are all Xers.
Friends, yeah. Sitcom is...
Friends are all Xers. But Seth MacFarlane is definitely an Xer. Sarah Silverman, Xer. What the South Park duo, Xers.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yes, definitely Xers. By the way, if you take nothing from this show and you watch the new episodes of South Park, holy shit!
I know.
they're
I
good.
can't believe where they went in episode 1 of this season.
The episode the Trump screwing
Yes.
Satan, like Saddam Hussein in the movie. That is so good. That is so good. I know I
So
have
South Park is done, but I mean,
Gen X.
a lot of the core Netflix stuff, all the Netflix productions,
that sucks.
and also
Like, what's good about it?
it's mass media. It's mass media.
Again,
Well,
to
you
my
got,
point,
Jon-
monetization
Jon
to the
Jon
core.
Stewart, Conan O'Brien.
Yes.
I don't know if Colbert makes the cut. He's probably a boomer.
Nah, he's probably a boomer.
But that Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
Like
that,
the late
Jimmy
nighters.
Fallon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gen X.
it's
Corolla. Gen X.
yeah, now it's all dying
it's close.
completely. It's been dying now. The whole late night shows.
And it
stuff
was created by Carson. So everybody's trying to be Carson. So Carson created the space.
Okay.
And Bill Maher, I think, is also a boomer. So we can clearly see that like monetization of television is definitely, and the fact that we killed cinema because we
But
moved.
yeah,
we,
you cannot even find really strong, good actors from that. I mean,
No.
Matt Damon.
First of all,
Matt
as I said,
Damon.
Matt Damon and Affleck,
That are the exes.
Leo.
Like
Leo, and
Leo is.
Kevin Smith. So
Kristen Slater, my love.
yes, and
I
Edward
love
Norton,
him.
and
Edward Norton, my other love. Fight Club is very my.
No, Brad Pitt is a boomer.
Brad Pitt is a boomer. Is making the cut.
You know who's Gen X? The whole Judd Apatow crew.
Yes.
Judd Apatow,
No.
Seth Rogen,
Yes.
Jonah
How
Hill.
Seth Rogen is.
Yes, but all the Brat Pack,
Oh, yeah.
almost all except for
Boomers.
Molly Ringwald, all of them are boomers.
Right.
Yeah, we were shocked.
We were shocked. Kristen, and also we discovered thanks to that apparently, do you know which one of the Sheen brothers is the older one?
Emilio?
Emilio's older.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
It's unbelievable.
We thought it was the opposite.
He looks 10 years younger.
Yeah, he
but
does.
both are boomers, right?
No.
The two Sheens,
no,
Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen.
Charlie's an Xer.
He is.
Charlie
yeah.
is an exer.
Charlie's the only Brat Pack guy that is an Xer.
Oh, that,
You
that
said
doesn't,
more like-
doesn't really help our case.
But it doesn't help our case at all.
Yeah. But at the end of the day,
Yes.
there are no big stars. I mean, going back to music,
Yes.
J-Lo is an exer.
Yeah,
I mean,
but when you look at cinema, yes, it is a problem. There are some big names, but there's none of the
nothing.
It's funny, when I asked ChatGPT, it said for music, it said the people we've already met: Jay-Z, J-Lo,
Yep.
Kurt Cobain, Eminem, Dave Grohl, and Gwen Stefani. Now, no offense to Gwen Stefani, but if come on, if she's in
That's
the
a very low
that
bar.
shows you, you know,
'Cause she would make like the mentions even in the boomer label.
right.
yeah, like exactly how much he's worth. Like, seriously, we suck in music industry. We suck in
Look, Kevin
movies.
and look, but look, Kevin Feige did create the
Oh, you
biggest.
didn't. What about Kevin Smith? That was
I said Kevin Smith, but Kevin Feige created the biggest.
Who's Kevin Feige? I don't even know.
That's the guy
What's
that created. That's the guy that created the whole Marvel universe.
Oh my God! No, you cannot say that this is like
Part of the problem.
exactly Paul. That is that monetization. That is to the point. No art, only monetization. BS.
Yes.
There
No,
has,
you just said it.
name the last.
We suck.
Oh yeah. Well, in movies, the movie industry is. I mean, it's not dead. It's making money, but try to name a movie in the last even like 15 years that's an original movie that wasn't a reboot or an animated film or part of a franchise or something. It's almost
Oppenheimer.
impossible.
Somebody will say Oppenheimer, and it sucked. Like
Well,
seriously,
it was all right. That's a good answer. I guess, but-
seriously.
Thank God that somebody mentioned this. That we do have the Nolans. The Nolans are ours.
Yeah.
The Nolans are ours. Lital hates the Nolans, but I think Dark Knight. I
What
think
about the Coen brothers?
Coen Brothers are ours.
Ours?
Ours.
Are you sure not boomers?
Yes, we checked it.
I don't know. Like the
checked
Big
it.
Lebowski and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, we
no,
checked- yeah,
there must be boomers.
They were very young.
Check it out, producer Dave, because I have a
But the
boomer feeling.
But the Nolans are ours.
Okay.
So Dark Knight was a very good movie. Dark Knight was an unbelievable Heath Ledger.
Keith Ledger.
Yes. Was
By the way, an exer, I think.
Yes.
That. By the way, a lot of the exes
Sorry,
just
you get
suits. Yeah.
Didi got his facts crossed up on the Coen brothers.
Okay.
1954 and 1957.
But the Nolans, we do.
get the Nolans.
Told you.
sure we get them.
Sure.
Also, the other, and this is gonna really, really piss off Lital, because especially when she became now a Trump supporter. Basically, she's Ann Coulter. I saw Ann Coulter on.
I have no idea who she is. What do you want?
Ann Coulter is a very good-looking blonde who's
Okay,
known
thanks
to be
for
crazy
that.
right. Who's known to be crazy right.
No idea who she is.
So the Wachowski, whatever their name, brothers that created the Matrix, it's really good that we're saying they
They're
because they
trans.
started
Keanu Reeves is
both-
an
an
Excel.
Excel. No, he's a boomer.
No, Keanu Reeves is an Excel.
I'll look him up.
Yes. But the Wachowski started off as the brothers. Now they're the sisters, but they created the whole Matrix universe.
By the way, the dead River Phoenix was an Excel. So all the good X's are dead.
Okay.
Keanu misses it by 3 months.
There you go.
September 1964.
Another
I
boomer.
told you he's a boomer. We checked it.
It's like every time we check the kind of boomers. Yes.
Now let's move to the space that I believe that is our biggest contribution.
Monetization of the world.
It's not just the
The
monetization.
internet.
First of all, there's a song that I really love. There's a show called Avenue Q,
Ev-
and I don't know if I've sang it before.
Yeah. The internet is
For
great.
porn. For porn. So the song goes, "The internet is for porn," and it's first of all, it's true.
It was kind of advanced by that.
Yeah. Why you think the net was born? Porn, porn, porn.
So that is true. And that's part of what we say about our generation basically built the monetization. The internet was already there.
We did give the world Pornhub. We did give the world OnlyFans.
Uh,
Look, it's a big contribution.
big chunk of the economy.
We don't. Their dollars are green as ours. And now let's, after we talk about the jokes, let's start with really the big contributors in our industry.
The PayPal gang.
So the PayPal gang, Lital likes the PayPal gang.
They are behind the monetization and building on the internet. If you think about it, out
Thiel-
of this, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, David Sachs, all of them are kind of like the pillars of then building all the big internet companies and all the capabilities we have. So the PayPal group and all the VC world and stuff, but all of them are basically behind and all Gen Xers.
Also Satya, that saved Microsoft.
Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft,
He's a Gen Xer.
Gen Xer.
Andy Jassy, that basically had to fight other Baldy tooth and nail for creation of AWS. He's the now current CEO of Amazon and was the creator of AWS.
But Jeff Bezos is a boomer.
Jeff Bezos is a boomer, but Andy Jassy is an Xer.
Okay.
When we talk about,
I think Salesforce is a Gen X creation.
Yes.
Sergey and Larry.
Sergey and Larry are Xers. They're my age. They're exactly.
Google is basically a Gen X creation, which is the biggest monetization organizing the
But
internet.
they have changed the way that the internet works.
Yeah. That basically all the way technology runs is kind of a design of Gen X's.
Yes. All the cool programming languages that are now used were created by Xers. All the databases were created by Xers.
Main
Except for-
application capabilities, the whole
application
idea of applications.
Now, the guy that really changed the internet, which nobody talks about. So I'll give you an example of how people don't understand his importance. Producer Dave, do you know who Linus Torvald is?
I do not. I feel like I'm being trapped, but I do not.
It's okay.
I do not.
It's okay.
It's okay. Nobody knows who he is, but he's the guy that created.
Only those that go to the Linux parties in Technion. Oh,
So-
let's
Not now.
not now. Okay.
But Linux is basically the core OS that runs the internet. Was created as an open source for the x86 chips, And that's the thing that runs the internet, and it was created the whole open source revolution. I will have another episode in which I will make fun of biology and the fact that they failed to create an open source model. But the open source model drove the fact that somebody in one place could create source code and share it with somebody in another part of the world in true distributed way, where there is economic value to share things amongst each other. So the open source model, the whole GitHub, the whole ecosystem was created by Linus Torvald, and he basically revolutionized how we build software today. Because everybody wanted to be able to build components and nobody was able to build components. Now everybody is building on top of each other's work. So that's a massive contribution. And the other part is the fact that the backbone of these companies were built by Sheryl Sandberg and Marissa Mayer that had enough social skills to force all these stupid nerds to be able to talk to each other, because these guys
and
are
build
like
something that is workable and generate money.
Yes.
Like Mark Zuckerberg without Sheryl would not be able to make money
At all.
The money printing machine that Meta is.
Yes. So
Yeah.
these are the core foundation people of the internet. And now going back to one thing,
Even let me add, cybersecurity is Gen X.
cybersecurity is 100% Gen X. George Kurtz is 71. The core people that
Gil Schwade, Checkpoint,
Neil
Neil Zook, Palo Alto Network, Nikesh Arora from Palo
Udi.
now, Udi Mukadoi, CyberArk, and bunch. Basically, all the understanding that all this infrastructure that they're building with tons of money flying in needs to be secured, and building a huge ecosystem.
And Amit, by the way, we can't forget Amit.
Amit Yoran,
Yep.
a bunch of people.
All the people that built modern security.
RSA is before that.
The Shamir group are all
Those are boomers.
yes, but Eric Young, definitely an Xer. He's my age, and so is I forgot the name of the Swedish dude that basically revolutionized PKI. So and a lot of the people that built modern PKI that came after the RSA group are Xers.
So basically, I mean, we're strong in building ways to make money on technology and
Yes.
securing that.
There's also
We were
one.
good with that.
There's also one more thing we did. Jokes aside about Tom Brady. We did change how the quarterback play happens in the NFL. When Tom Brady joined the NFL, and there was a boom of generation that came after him. Peyton is an Xer. Roethlisberger, rapist asshole, still an Xer. Philip, I make too many kids, an Xer. Rivers. Yes. Eli, I don't win any games unless I play Tom Brady.
You also said basketball Gen X's were.
Yes.
Wrong.
So this is
think boomers.
So this is the problem of where you start counting, because if you look at mass number,
I mean, Jordan isn't a boomer.
Jordan is a boomer.
Jordan
Magic
is
is
a
a
boomer.
boomer. Bird is a boomer.
Larry Bird, yep.
So they are boomers. Now Kobe is an Xer.
Shaquille.
Shaq is an Xer. There's that whole generation of Barkley and him and all that kind of the group that basically made basketball profitable.
Like the Chicago team.
Yeah, most of them were, with the exception of Jordan, most of them were Xers.
Okay.
And if you think about it, the revolution of the sport being this popular came from on the back of these guys, the post Jordan generation. So
And I think Jordan is just making the cut.
Jordan just makes the cut. Everybody else is an Xer from that massive generation of a lot of big names, big deals, basketball players. And the generation that came afterwards couldn't take an elbow to the face and became a bunch of sissies. So
Soccer?
that's a disaster. Don't get me started, because
With Beckham.
We have Beckham. We do have.
He's beautiful.
He is-
I have to say, we have beautiful men in our generation.
We do have beautiful men. Our men are definitely better looking. So
They're good looking, and
Yes.
they look better. Okay, I have to say something good about our generation. Most of us grew up and look better than the generation before us
Yes.
as we grow older.
yes,
So-
says big gut Didi.
Well, thanks to plastic surgery, thanks to Ozempic, and
You
people
realize-
like Marky Mark waking up at 4 a.m. every
To
day
give you a sense
and
of-
working
to
out.
give you a
Thanks
sense
to
of-
Peloton.
But to give you a sense of how bad the previous generation is, you know that Carol O'Connor in Archie Bunker was younger than I am now.
Yeah, he was in his 40s.
Yes.
Well, that a
It's
lot
true
of that.
also for the
lot of
Golden
that is
Girls.
new-
The Golden Girls, they were not that old.
True. Our generation paid attention more to nutrition, protein, and things like that. If you look at even the Hollywood stars, like Paul Newman, a beautiful looking guy,
Yes.
he had no muscle tone. You know,
Right.
and you look at like some of the TV stars of the 70s, like, any episode of
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch, or 8 is Enough, or any of the Scott Baio, skinny as a rail, no
Yeah.
muscle.
Yeah.
And
Hunchback,
Yeah.
there's like
our generation paid a lot more attention to it, especially men, I think.
Yes.
women too.
No, but I mean, women in the 70s were
We're always
yeah,
looking
we're looking
good.
yeah, better than the men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
we
do
take
have.
care of the looks.
So we took care of the internet. We took care of the looks. We took care of the quarterback position. Who took care of the football? The hockey generation is a disaster. I think Neely's our Lord and Savior, Cam Neely, thank God. I think is the only mentionable Xer, because all these guys, Lemieux, Gretzky, all of them boomers, and Sid is a millennial, which makes me cry. That Sid is a millennial, and he's 3 minutes from retirement.
Mario Lemieux is a Gen Xer, barely.
Barely.
Born 65.
So, is there another industry you want to cover and go, or we made a point?
Let's talk about the disaster of science.
We started with science.
But let's end
go
with,
back.
with names in science.
Okay.
Everybody knows. Find a scientist. So the heads of the labs in Harvard are still boomers. Most of them are boomers. Even Jennifer, what's her name, from CRISPR, is a boomer.
Is she?
Yeah, the only one that contributed to anything.
What about the two?
But the lady,
the scientists
lady that
for
was
the
that was her,
mRNA vaccines.
but
Are they-
her co-partner was an Xer.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
So what about the developers? The Moderna, which is I think she might be an ex. The one working for Moderna, she's
Name
here
an
in
Einstein.
Boston.
Name an Einstein.
And then there is the Turkish guy that worked for Pfizer.
You're thinking the Turkish guy that worked for Pfizer,
I
blah,
think
blah,
she
blah.
is,
Yeah,
mRNA.
exactly. So the guys that gave us PCR, we all know the names. The Kreutzfeldt-Yakov, we know their names. We know the names of Watson and Crick.
Okay.
We know the names
Finding
of Banting
DNA.
and Best. We know Fleming. We know the names of the
But
boom.
still,
Yeah, no, that's a little bit too back. But we know the names of the people that
you're
gave.
saying Galileo. We know the name.
we look, we are very hard pressed to find a name of an Xer.
Because science moved, like we just said, to the age of monetization, softwareization, and basically it's all about big data in the cloud. We'll talk about it, that it's not in the cloud.
Yeah.
That's a different episode. But it's like softwareization of everything. So maybe they're not development of individual stuff. Like CRISPR is probably the biggest thing that was developed recently. And it's not revolutionary. It's basically a discovery of a an existing gene in
and as I said, it was a known model, so everybody was looking for the next.
you look for the
No, everybody was
specific- It's not
looking for another cutter gene.
It's a breakthrough because of the application of it, but the discovery itself is not a breakthrough tech advancement.
There was already the Lex and Yak that were cutter genes.
Yeah, we had a lot of cutter genes used for plasmids and other creation of genetically engineered
So
stuff.
we went through music.
We're doing genetic engineering for like 40 years now,
Yeah.
even more.
And let's go to my final disaster of us. So we agreed. I won the software argument. Software, I do think we won. Everything else we lost. The hedge funds we won. All the hedge fund guys. Yeah, money. Money makes the world go round. Just ask Liza Minnelli. What else? Art. Art, we definitely suck. Art is like a real disaster. I think Basquiat probably is the only one that I can think of that is an Xer. Because here, Herring, boomer. Warhol, boomer.
I have no idea. Like, seriously, I have no
Now, with music, Dave, I was thinking about it because you made me think about something. I think we just made the exhaustion of the ear because this is my thought on music of why music basically ended, because there's a limited number of tones that people can hear. And if you look at classical music, Baroque was going. Then the classical, the Mozarts, the Beethovens, then everybody. And everything that came afterwards suck. You'll my mom will disagree with me, but there's an occasional Dvorak and an occasional Chopin, but yeah, the big ones exhausted all the things that was possible with that set of instrumentation. And
Lennon and McCartney, excuse me. Duh.
Yeah, but they came thanks to new instruments. The electric guitar did not exist during Mozart's time.
So you're talking strictly composing.
Composing and
creating a new type of sound.
And if you listen to Deep Purple, one of my favorite bands, they shamelessly steal Mozart and Beethoven, and you'll basically have...
Yeah, but they're using, new type of instrument, like you're saying.
All they're doing is taking known stuff from the classical era. Most of the good musicians, the stuff that we really love, basically take the stuff that was created by the great musicians of the past. Eddie Van Halen...
Billy Joel talks about that in his documentary. He stole a lot from Tchaikovsky,
Yep.
Chopin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And they openly say this. Slash basically built his whole career about playing the violin sections of some of the best violinists. So it is, our ear is limited, and therefore you needed a big change. Like hip hop was something new. And even that, by the way, I have to say, what was the name? The Sugar
Hill Gang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are all boomers.
Of course they are. Yeah. Run DMC boomers, I
Run
imagine.
DMC,
Yes.
Boomer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's his name that was behind that? We were in the concert. He produced all those.
Oh,
great,
Richard Nile.
Nile Rodgers.
Nile Rodgers. Nile Rodgers
Boomer.
is definitely in Boomer, and he's
and
like the
amazing.
power, the
Yes.
producer behind all those hip hop.
So eventually,
Not to mention Madonna, Duran Duran, and many others.
yes.
Yes, all of them are boomers.
Yes.
Duran Duran, Aha, boomers.
No, I think we've found that Morton Harkett was an Xer.
Roughly, like making the cut. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Remember,
not
we
sure.
said very good looking men.
Very good. Oh my, very good looking man.
Very good looking man.
Okay, good for our generation.
Sorry, 1959.
You
We
go.
just
I
lost them.
told you, not
We
even
lost
on
them
the.
too.
Lost them too.
Another one.
Okay, I think
bites the
with
dust.
that sad tone.
Speaking of boomer,
Yes,
queen boomers,
of course.
our generation sucks, but
So-
we are making money.
Well, we're making money.
That's the bottom line.
Life ain't nothing but bitches and money. Tupac is definitely an Xer.
That's the thing. Hip hop, they managed to make tons of money out of.
Life ain't nothing.
Okay, the Didi and Lital show is a weekly podcast. We hope you find this episode entertaining. If you are an
As much as we
Xer,
had making it.
we hope you make money out of this shit because we're not going to be legendary. That's the thing. A generation sucks.
I'd rather be rich than known.
If you're a boomer, good for you. If you are a millennial, go
Fuck
get
you.
it. If you're Gen Z, the future is still here and AI gonna eat you alive. Congratulations. See you next time. We're
Thank
here
you.
next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.